March 6th, 1944. Anzio beachhead, Italy. A cold sea haze drapes itself over torn farmland, flattening the world into a narrow gray tunnel where vision fades beyond 50 yards. Shapes dissolve quickly here. Distance becomes unreliable. Corporal James Halperin, 24, sits low in the driver's position of a Sherman M4A1, shoulders brushing steel, knees locked beneath control levers. Armor surrounds him like a closed fist. Beneath his boots, heat bleeds upward from the engine block, held back by discipline and command. Engines idle only. Fuel is precious. Movement requires authorization. Coordination must come first. He focuses on the engine's pulse. Controlled. Even a muted growl trapped inside metal. Every tremor reminds him this machine was designed to advance, not remain still. Moist breath clouds the interior walls, then slides downward as thin rivulets. Halperin drags his glove across the steel, leaving a dull streak that immediately fogs again. Outside the narrow periscope slits, the world refuses to reveal itself. Only pale mist rolling over ground already beaten raw by weeks of shelling. Somewhere ahead, elements of the 45th Infantry Division push forward without armored cover, swallowed by fog and broken terrain. Men move with rifles tight to their chests, boots sinking deep into churned mud. The radio snaps alive. A firm voice repeats the directive: hold position. No advance without approval from Armor Command. No deviation. The signal collapses into static, thick and incomplete. Halperin tweaks the dial, catching fragments that refuse to settle. Mentions of German anti-tank positions. Bearings unclear. Reports that cut off halfway through sentences. The fog turns information into suspicion. Then the sound ahead changes. Gunfire tightens. Short bursts crack, followed by sustained rattles. A human voice cuts through the haze, not an order, not a signal. A scream that ends abruptly, the kind that never echoes. Halperin's back stiffens. He knows the distance. He knows what weapons sound like at that range. Infantry out there have met something heavier than rifles, something that pins, flattens, erases movement. His eyes flick to the fuel gauge. Even idling, the needle creeps lower. The tank feels restless beneath him. Tracks, still crusted with frozen sand from the beachhead, seem eager to bite forward. He feels the tension through the seat, a stored force begging for release. Behind him, his crew stays silent. The loader breathes slow and measured. The gunner taps one finger against the elevation wheel. A nervous habit. Orders are being obeyed. Still, they all hear the same distant fight. They sense time slipping past them. Another transmission arrives. Identical. Do not move. Halperin studies the throttle. Matte black. Cold. His grip tightens. He thinks of the road behind them. Ammunition trucks halted in long lines. Fuel drums strapped upright. Medics waiting in canvas-sided ambulances for permission to roll. Supply arteries frozen mid-flow. War depends on rhythm. When convoys stop, the pulse falters. Another scream cuts through the mist. Shorter this time. Abrupt. Halperin's jaw shifts. Orders exist to save lives, but sometimes they postpone the inevitable. Waiting can mean bodies found later, tagged quietly under new silence. Sweat beads across his shoulders, despite the chill. He leans forward slightly. He waits for someone else to break first. No one does. The fog hides the front, but it cannot hide the conclusion forming inside the hull. Holding position may cost more lives than pushing forward. His foot presses down. The engine drops into a deeper register. Tracks tighten. A line is about to be crossed. Softly, without ceremony. Before the war, James Halperin serviced turbines inside a steel mill in Pittsburgh. The factory offered order. Conveyor systems moved with intention. Steam valves hissed on schedule. He learned to interpret machines the way others interpreted faces. A shift in vibration warned him long before supervisors noticed problems. He trusted engines more than promises. His days followed routine cleaning surfaces, oiling joints, reading gauges twice before believing them. When night settled over the plant, he walked the floor alone, listening to the quiet of systems running correctly. Precision steadied him. Repetition kept uncertainty at bay. He believed a machine maintained with care honored the men who depended on it. Military life traded the factory for a Sherman. The scent of heated steel followed him overseas. The radial engine behind his seat replaced turbines and belts. He wiped down controls with the same practiced movements he once used on switch panels. He polished surfaces until his glove reflected faintly back at him. The crew joked that he spoke to the tank. He never argued. A smooth-running machine kept people breathing. Inside the hull, his awareness sharpened into instinct. Sounds organized themselves automatically. 9 cylinders firing in sequence. Tracks settling against soil. Individual links clanking into place. The subtle creak of metal expanding as heat spread. The tank inhaled and exhaled. He listened closely. A living system built for purpose. Routine gave him clarity. Clarity built trust. His crew relied on him more than insignia ever could. Officers issued commands. Halperin carried men forward,